She didn't see us yet.
Good morning and welcome to our graduated ceremony.
Thanks, Joe. Okay, Mary, you're recording. Queen and for the pledge of allegiance. I'll be ready. Now, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah, all right, you can be seated. Thanks everybody for coming today. This is awesome. Okay, now, this has been a really great year, but it's been a little bit of a sad year. First, we're sad because we had Joshua Phillips that was in our class. He moved away. He was a wonderful young man. He's missed by all of us. Your children have worked so hard this year, and I thank you, the parents, for working really hard with them at home to help them to be the best they can be. I have to be honest with you, we're very saddened by the elimination of our class here. But we're all excited that the kids are moving up to the high school, and I think they're really excited too. I'm going to be emotional today, so just wing with me here, okay? So with that said, anyway, we're having this graduation finale. We're going to call it our finale. So all 8 of our students are moving up to CNS in the fall, and it's a tradition for us, the staff of the 126, to give all the kids a Blue Crew t-shirt. So we're going to do that first. And they're going to put them on. So I know that all the girls are so nice in their dresses, but this kind of makes them all uniform. They all kind of like it when they have a Blue Crew t-shirt. Come up and say a few things to our staff and our teachers. How about that?
we, the students and staff or room 126 would like to thank our therapists, Mrs. Raymond, Mrs. Grove, Mrs. Mix, Mr. Sabine, Mrs. Bruce, and Mrs. Stayer, the students who have volunteered in our room, Alicia, Justine, Lexi, Ashley, and Allie, Mr. Rose, Mr. Yonko, and Mr. White, and all of the staff of North Syracuse Junior High School, especially those teachers that welcomed us into their rooms every day, Mrs. Wen, Mrs. Carr, Mrs. Patterson, Mrs. Garuski, Mrs. Vogt, Mrs. Yakowek, Mr. Shannon, Mr. Lee, and Mr. Kurilla, and to Mr. Kennedy, and Mr. and Mrs. Brown, and Mrs. Boda for their friendly visits. You have taught us how to appreciate and learn about art, health, history, science, and English, and especially about friendship. To Mr. O'Flynn and Mr. Kelson for sharing their love of music with us, and Mr. Nadler and Mr. Morse for showing us the magic of technology. Thank you all for your smiles, your fist pumps and high fives, and for believing in us and our ability. We will miss you all very much.
What's this guy?
Joe. Hi. Hello, parents, teachers, old friends, students. What's up, Joe? I worked here in this room 4 years ago. I worked with Nicole Brown and Miss Spoto the year after. This room means a lot to me. I know these kids not as well as some of the others, but this room is great. It's great to be a part of it. It's great to see the school reach out, help them. So normally I come and I rap. I do my little individuals, because they're graduating, it's a big day. So they're gonna get their moment. But then at the end, because we won't be doing it at least here anymore, I'm gonna kind of go off real quick for a nice little shout out and try. And I know I'll forget some names, because it's been 5 years and even longer for Miss G, but just know that anyone that's helped this room or helped these kids, they mean a lot. That's why I come back every year. So, here we go, right, Joe? That booming, kid. You know it. You know it. Okay. Here we go.
Maury, get in there, Maury.
Okay, people, here's the situation. We are here for a fun graduation. Before I go off, let me make this clear. It's a funky, funky class and a funky, funky year. The students are excited. They're nervous in their belly like Nasir, Josh, Elena, Felicia, and Ellie. Deborah and Mary, they are ready to go and await yet another. Yo, my main man, Joe. Miss G is the leader, like when she's teaching math, but she's always been around a really great staff. This year it's Burke and Joni and Barrels on the door. It's Mr. Saban into Hay and of course Mr. Moore. But before my rep is done, because I'm feeling kind of gassed, help me quickly talk about some people of the past. There are many people here who you know are really cool, who helped us enjoy this really dope school. Freeze! I could have just gone off on a rap the next 10 minutes, but I figured I'd start doing some shout outs, right? Do some shout outs to some former students of ours that we used to know. Some might know out there, Paige Lirioni, David Veal. Give it up for them, Russell Parsons, right? We got Bruce Parsons, Taylor in the house, Josh Leonard, where's my ball? I don't know. Oh, Mark and Steve King in the house. Tariq B-Rob makes the best coffee. I don't know the ingredients, but it's all right. Amber, it's not funny. Ryan Yanko, he knows his bus number still. Brittany, Mary, and I don't know, I'm sure there's others. Those are some of the famous ones, all of them are great. We've had some great workers. We used to have one called Brush, right? We know her, Margie, Miss Z, Rhonda, Miss Shaw, Miss Rappy used to be a speech teacher. We've had the phys ed staff helped us out all the time, let the kids throw dodgeballs at me and Mr. Moore. I don't understand that thing. Mr. P, can't forget Mr. P, right? The nurses, Miss Barnes, you got Miss Workman. I know Jen, our old friend Jen, she's not here anymore, but she used to help us. Allie did a great job of mentioning a bunch of those teachers that helped. Miss George, I see is out there. We made the best portrait for her to thank her. Mr. Lee, Mr. Shannon, the list goes on and on. So right now, before I end the rant with my final line, let's give a hoo-hoo to the junior high school and all the support that we get. A hoo-hoo, a hoo-hoo, a hoo-hoo, a hoo-hoo. So as I wrap it up, there is one thing to say. Congrats to these kids on their wonderful day. And if you want to find a place that really helps kids, I'm talking about Miss G and the friends of room 126.
Farewell. It just didn't seem right to have a graduation without him doing a rap. It's just part of the whole ceremony. So that was, thank you so much. That was great. All right, Joshua. Joshua has a little announcement to make. Come on up, Joshua.
Here we have Mr. Rose, Mr. White, and Mr. Yonka to present the diplomas to the students heading up to the high school. Here we have Mr. Rose, Mr. White, and Mr. Yonka to present the diplomas to the students heading up to the high school. Here we have Mr. Rose and Mr. Yonka to present the diplomas.
Just in case you didn't hear the person.
Got everything?
It's still saying.
I just want to say something very quickly on behalf of all of us, as well as the staff and students here at the junior high school. Room 126 has also always been very, very special to all of us at the junior high school. And I don't know how it's going to be in the fall without you here. I keep thinking about the number of classrooms that these students have gone into and had an impact on all of the students' lives in this building. I think about watching the attendance being passed out. I think about Felicia asking me who's going to be student of the month on a daily basis. I think about Mrs. G coming in and asking me for money on a daily basis. But I'm getting a little teary thinking that they're not going, this staff and these students are not going to be part of our lives anymore. Because if I had my daughters, I would have kept them here and not sent them up to CNS, because I think they are such an integral part of what we do here. And they've been very, very special from the times they come through the Christmas time and sing us Christmas carols, to Joey coming in and picking on Mr. White, which he does on a daily basis and gets the better of him, I might ask, yes. But I want to wish them all luck at CNS and let them know that all of you, staff, students, and whatever, you always have a home here at the junior high school. So, on that note, I'll get a little teary, we'll get the diplomas taken care of, okay? Are we ready? Have I got a list here? We'll just do this. Okay, first of all, a diploma to Mary Elizabeth Cogan. Mary Elizabeth. Okay, next, to Felicia Ann Hoffman. Next, Alina Susan Pelkey. Thank you. All right. Next, Deborah Joy Michalko. Joseph Thomas Hutchisio. You're going to leave us. Congratulations. Okay, next, to Nazir Reed. to Elizabeth Rose Rasheda. And finally, last but not least, Joshua Lawrence Woodcock. Let's give a round of applause for all of our graduates. I'll turn this back over to Mrs. Grabowski.
They have office staff principals that put together some framed diplomas. They're going to give them to the parents to take home because we didn't want the kids to have his lesson in front there. We want you guys to take those. Real nice. Okay. So don't forget to grab those before you leave. Has their names on them and everything, but we didn't want them to put them in their backpacks and stuff. So. All right. Well, thank you very much. Okay. We have some graduation speeches. So each student has prepared a graduation speech, and usually this doesn't take us so long because usually I'm not sending everyone up to the high school. So this is going to take a little bit of time, but we're going to have the speeches up here. Some of the kids are going to read them, some of the kids are going to do them on their Dynavox, so you guys can follow along. Okay? So, Joe, you want to go first? Okay. And we'll bring the mic to you, sir. Joe has a new Dynavox and he has a head mouse that he's just learning how to use. So he's trying to get down there to the... We gotta change that.
I really enjoyed my time with all my teachers and classmates at the North Syracuse Junior High School. I will miss all my teachers and principals, especially Mr. White, aka Senor Blanco. Now I would like to take this time to say something about everyone in room 126. Felicia is a very nice friend and classmate. Ellie is a very nice friend and also a good classmate. Deborah is a funny friend and good student. Mary is fun to be around and a hard worker. Nasir is also a nice friend, funny and a good student. Josh has a great laugh and I love to hear his voice. Mr. Moore is a nice man and a nice teacher. Mrs. Romano is a great teacher and she helped me a lot. Mrs. Frick is a nice teacher and friend. Mrs. Barrows is a fun teacher. Mrs. G is a really good teacher and a good friend. She cares about us all. Mr. White is a good principal and I will miss him. Ashley is a great helper. Miss Mix, Deb, Mrs. Raymond, and Mr. DeHave, thank you all. I will miss you guys. One of my favorite memories is when we went to the Special Olympics and I said, let the games begin on the microphone. Also, the news I do is fun, enjoyable, and educational. Good luck to all my teachers and classmates. Thank you to my family. You are always so helpful. I love you.
That was awesome, Joe. Thank you. Okay, Deborah. Misplaced the other copies, though. Sorry about that. Are you ready? We'll put this in here so you don't have to hold it, okay? say my name because I'm not picking something. Deborah Michelko. I really enjoyed this school year at the junior high. I wanted to tell you something about the friends of mine. Felicia is a good friend. Ellie is a good friend, right? Joey is a
Hello, my name is Ellie Brashetta. I really enjoy my time here at the junior high school. Everyone has been so nice and I have learned a lot. I will miss my friends and teachers, but hope to see them next year. Felicia is silly. Joey likes good music. This year is funny. Joshua can be funny and crazy. Mary is excited and a nice friend. Deborah makes me laugh. Elena is smart. Mr. Moore is strong. Mrs. Burke helps me with my work. Mrs. Romano is a good teacher. Mrs. Barrows is a good teacher. Mrs. G is a great teacher. I have so much from her. She is always so patient and helpful. Mr. D. Hay, Miss Mix, and Mrs. Raymond, thank you for all the fun activities we did. Thank you, Ashley, being a good friend. I loved the news to you and my jobs that I had. Cooking was always fun. To good luck to everyone. I know there are changes ahead, but we will all make it through. Thank you to my mom and dad for always being there for me. I love you.
Hello, my name is teacher and science. Syracuse, Aspen, Spring, student, and there's enough draw, using this, and I walk it, which one is the group? And this guy, and now, the door opening to my teacher and seeing everything. See you doing mine, and then everything, everything.
Raymond, our absolutely wonderful, wonderful speech therapist, helped these guys to put all this stuff together. She's been working for the last couple of years. Okay, Mary Cogan, I think you're next. Just starting to read, so right here, there.
Very confident. All right. Working out. Ali. And waiting. You ran. It was funny. We see you was hard in school. Nice to hear. That's what we'll talk. Well, this year. You have a nice job. But I told her. Nice to work. Mrs. Bird. Mrs. Bowen, funny teacher. Mrs. House Reed. Miss Bell's very sweet. Mrs. G. Mrs. G is the best teacher ever. Mr. Dio. Dad. Miss Smith. Mrs. Ringer. Thank you for helping me. I did use you. I'm birthday. I miss everyone very much. And to my family, for me and for me, I love you.
Ready over there?
Joshua Woodcock. I have learned a lot here at the junior high. I am finding my voice and hope to keep using it to see and edits. I love coming to school to see all my teachers and classmates. I love dancing with Mary. Joey and I are the best fans ever. Ellie is a good friend and showed me how to run. Deborah is a silly goose. Can't wait to use sign language with Felicia at the high school. Miss Sarah's my goofball in front. Elaine is my main girl. Thank you to Mrs. Avine for all the years you have helped me to learn and use sound, guided me, and drove me crazy. You will always be our live entertainment. Thank you to all my therapies for bringing out my voice and teaching me new and fabulous things. Now, I can't tie my shoes, shoe hoops, like no other, and use my beautiful voice. Thank you to Mr. Moore, Mrs. Burke, and Mrs. Romano. I could not have done all this without you. Mrs. Barrows, you are an amazing person, and so good at sign language. You put so much time and effort in to help me. I hope to see you at the high school. Miss Ford, you were a great student teacher. Thank you, Ashley. And last, but not least, I love my Mrs. G. You are wonderful. Thank you to my family, all of you.
Thank you, Josh. This isn't easy, everybody. Elena Bana. This could be really dangerous if we could give Elena a microphone.
School at the junior high. I will miss being here next year. My classmates and teachers were all so nice. I learned so much. I would like to say something about my friends and teachers. Felicia is very funny. I like Joey's music. Nasir is a fun guy. I like when Josh laughs because it makes me happy. Mary is a good dancer. Deborah is beautiful. Ellie is strong and a good drummer. Mr. Moore can be funny and loud. Mrs. Burke helps me and is sweet. Mrs. Romano is very helpful and funny. Mrs. Barrows is fabulous. Mrs. G is a very patient and kind person. The best teacher there is. Mr. DeHay is very tall. I love cooking with Miss Mix and Mrs. Rader. Miss Ford and Ashley, you were great. Mrs. Bruce taught me many things throughout the years. I loved all my jobs here at school. I am really going to miss the junior high.
Everyone was so wonderful to me. Also, thank you, Mom. I love you.
Follow